Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Jamie here. Just wanted to show you a little bit about Open C tuning, why I like it, and how to make it an easy way for you to start playing guitar, even if you're new, or maybe you've been playing a long time and you just want to learn how to do something different. I don't know. I'll show you what I do. Open C tuning, you go C, then bring this one down to a G, bring this one down to a C, this one stays the same at G, this one comes up to a C, and this one stays the same at E. And once you're in Open C tuning, as long as you are barring the fretboard, it creates a chord. So your guitar will harmonize nice and easily. And in this case, I have the capo at the 6th fret, and that puts me in the F sharp open chord. I just happen to like that tone. The guitar I'm playing, if you're curious, you see the little light in there that is indicating it's on. This guitar is self-amplified, so I'm not plugged in. This is a Yamaha Transacoustic. Works kind of like a Tonewood amp, sort of a fun thing. I certainly enjoy playing these. It's just got like, sounds like it's plugged in. It's just moreness, and it's pretty cool that it comes from the guitar itself. So it does not sound anything like when you plug in to an amp. Pretty interesting. And the pattern that you use for fingering things when you're in Open C tuning is just think of everything as a whole step, half step scenario. And if you do everything lined up on a whole step, half step pattern, that pattern just simply repeats. So if you anchor at the capo and you go a whole step, and a half step, to go higher than that, you just simply start over. Whole step, half step, whole step, hypothetical half step. And there's no offset intervals when you're running up and down. Those pattern placements are the same from the bass string to the high string. So I'll run through it now. I don't personally play the high E, because the high E, since it stayed the same as standard tuning, it ends up being a half step off a lot of the time. And so because of that, I just use it as a drone. Because if you bar it, it'll always sound good if you're barring it, but it doesn't always work when you're running in the scale. Just a little detail to note there. But as long as you play on the pattern, you can do anything you wish. So if you're holding down, I'll just use one finger. That way you can see what I'm doing. If you just hold down a string, you can play the open strings around it, and that's going to be okay. As long as you're on the pattern, it's okay. And when you add in your other fingers and you want to achieve more dynamic chordal tones, then you just implement a power chord position. So we'll just span the whole step, and then if you slide up, you just do this interval, and you can invert your power chords, you know. So let's step around on there. I'll let you just hear me do some chordal tone stepping. So you see how you can use that just to kind of make it easy to get those chordal tones, and as long as you stay on pattern, you can literally go where you like, and you know, you just invert them and such like that. So let me just do a little bit of jamming real quick and kind of show you how to put it all together. And in my jamming, I'm going to employ some hammer-ons and pull-offs, but again, the rule always maintains you just stay on that whole step, half step pattern. And as long as you're on that whole step, half step pattern, it's going to work out, right? So we can hit a string and then pull off, and it's going to be okay. So it kind of frees you up, and you can just, the only thing I pay attention to is whole step, half step. Other than that, I just listen with my ear to what I want to hear the guitar do, and then let it go ahead and do it. And you might be wondering, if this is the major tones, how do you jump into the awesome minor tones? Quite simple, actually. Because the whole step, half step pattern, as a rule, never changes. The capo happens to be here, but we're going to think about it as though we're rooting here. And then we're going to call the capo the first whole step, and then this would be the next whole step, making this the half step line, and hear the sound of it as we drag into that. So if that's where the half step is to get you into those minor tones, and it means from here you go whole step, half step. right? So the whole steps being here, I like to finger it like this. That way I can walk around. Power chords still work. See, I'm doing the first and pinky, and then the middle finger. Just play with the sound of the tones there, the intervals, but just do power chord shapes and it's going to come out cool. Now, what if you wanted to turn those minor tones into more of like bluesy kind of tones? Well, all you have to do for that is you just add the string bending into the mix, and I'm going to grab what is now our C string, and I'm just going to flex on it a little. Oh, notice I added the middle finger into my rolls at this point now. See how you can just use those power chord shapes, you can just mess with the chords. And it's full on cheater, and you notice this whole time I haven't mentioned squat diddly about a circle of fifths or a flat seventh, nothing. I don't think you need it. Screw it. Listen for the tone, and next time I'll show you how to make this tuning harmonize with any kind of background you wish to play with. But at first, just practice with the guitar by itself and get down that whole step, half step rule, and play with some minor tones. It's easy. It really is easy. Once you put your fingers to the strings, get your capo where it sounds good to you, and just start grabbing some stuff. Whole step, half step. See you next time, guys. Have a great one.